What is up, guys? Welcome, Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this, guys. Let's do this. Not going to be on here for too long, but let's just run through everything, right? TJ's in the house. Jay, Ricky, what's going on? I love seeing all that green in the house. Welcome, especially to all the members. We definitely will be having a members-only stream tomorrow after the FOMC meeting, so I'll give you guys a little bit more details on that. But let's just jump right into here. All right, so right now we are sitting Bitcoin around 81,900. We've been we've been staying around in this channel where basically we keep running up, hitting our head somewhere around. This is on the 4 hour. As of today, really, it's been just around the 82, a little over 82,000. We've been kind of trading in this real tight range. Let me pull up the 1 hour real quick so we can kind of see. Real tight range. We did have a little bit of a move towards the upside around 82,500. But you can see since then it's been really just kind of, retesting, coming back down. So far for the day, 81,100 has been holding as of now. So, not looking the best, but not looking terrible. We kind of covered this on our members only stream. Was not expecting much going on for Bitcoin as of today, going into tomorrow. If anything, I was honestly anticipating more of a move towards the downside in regards to the FOMC meeting that's going to be occurring tomorrow with, Jerome Powell. But the market has already pretty much priced in what we're going to be seeing, and that's going to be just a straight pulse, right? We're not going to see any kind of, reductions in interest rates or anything like that. So I think tomorrow you can see the market's pretty much priced in. 99% of the market's calling for a pulse. The only way that we'd see some kind of a big move towards the upside, obviously, is if Jerome Powell came out and was like, you know what, guys? We're going to reduce interest rates, which we know that's not going to happen, but I've been calling it. I think the next meeting after tomorrow, which is going to be May the 7th, I am starting to think that we're most likely going to see a reduction in interest rates. I think it's going to be a small 0.25%, but I think the markets are going to react positively on that. TJ, I see your comment. We're going to talk about that here in a second. I think the markets are going to pump or are going to react positively in regards to any kind of reduction in interest rates. So we got the CPI report, came out pretty well. It came out actually very good. The best CPI report that we've seen, I think, in the last 4 to 6 months. With that being said, gas has been coming down. Finally, eggs are starting to reside as far as the price. So I think that we're going to continue to see, hopefully, CPI reports, starting to move towards the right direction, which will give fuel for the Feds to reduce interest rates. But I've been saying this for a while. It's a broken record. Right now, you're wondering why is the market, besides maybe a few other projects that are maybe pumping today, but why is the general market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, why is nothing really moving right now? What's going on, right? And we already know what it is. It's the tariffs right now. It's macro, it's tariffs until either we can get past it, either it gets resolved, or the investors forget about it maybe in the next few months, which I hope it doesn't come down to that. I hope it comes down to, just some kind of a resolve between the countries. We can get past this. I think the markets are poised to go on one more solid big run in regards to just a massive pump. And I think it's going to be across the board, right? Remember, when you're sitting here thinking, man, crypto is not doing good right now, crypto is doing terrible, always remember that this isn't just crypto. This is the whole stock market, right? This is the whole, gold's been doing fairly well. But, the dollar, DXY is down, S&P, NASDAQ, everything is down other than maybe gold and the VIX for today, which is based off of volatility in the market, right? So, but for that, we're waiting for these tariffs to end, guys. So it is what it is. TJ, what's going on? I think I already said what's up. Bill, what's going on, brother? Ricky said, put the chart on the 1 hour. It looks like a dog. But from where, though? Is this the little dog right here? Oh, I see the dog. I see the dog now. Right here. I see the dog. Good call out on that one. Yeah, you see, look, this is his legs and this is his head. I see it now. That's funny, Ricky. Now that's all I see, dude, is a freaking dog. Literally. Hold on, let's draw this out. This is literally what I see is a dog, right? Then you have Hold on, guys. It's going to come out looking like a dog. Is that a dinosaur? Hold on. Move to the front. That's a dinosaur. What do you guys think? You think that's a dog or a dinosaur? Starting to think it's a dinosaur, Ricky. Not a dog. But some good news today, guys. Did you guys see freaking Milady? Freaking Milady. What? Anybody find out exactly what was going on? I was scouring through the internet all day today, and I didn't get any answers. This was, 5-6 hours ago, so I don't know if anybody found out anything new. But, okay, it says, so ladies, some whales bought a huge bag. It's stupid cheap. Maybe something is big coming. This is what they're saying here. I don't know. I'm not really sold on it necessarily. We saw, obviously, today when this thing pumped up all the way up to its top, it was up about 55%, right? If you really go back on the timeline of Milady, I mean, look at this pump that we saw today. Was barely nothing on the yearly, right? But look at these moves that we've seen before, right? We've seen 75, we've seen 100% moves in a day on Milady, right? Unfortunately, it always ends up being the same story for now, that, it ends up finding itself right back towards where it started. And I don't think this has anything to do negatively on Milady particularly. I think this is just because right now the rest of the market's not doing good, right? So Milady saw a massive pump, and you're going to see shit like this, for small cap projects, particularly. Most of the time you'll see these crazy runs on like the daily for like small cap meme coins, right? So that's why it's obviously hindsight 2020, but looking back, beautiful time is when when it's just down, no one's talking about the project. We saw this on Dog Elon, right? We saw this what was this, like 2 months ago? It literally, I'll pull up the chart. It literally went to Mars. Hold on, I'm sitting there spelling the wrong thing. We literally saw Dog Elon, go absolutely berserk on a 1 day basis, and I called it out. I said, this thing is probably going to come back down just as fast. This isn't my actual chart. Look at this candle right here. This is for Dog Elon. This was on a 1 day candle right here. Literally shot up 300%, and guess where it was at the next day? Pretty much exactly where it started, right? So this is the stuff that we're gonna most likely see. I'm not talking trash on Milady particularly, right? Love to see that at least it still has that, that opportunity, and it's still, you can see that a lot of people are still watching this project. So whenever we do get back up and running, this project's going to go crazy. You're talking about right now, it's up 22% and the market cap is at $27 million. Imagine yesterday, the market cap was at probably around 20 million, maybe even below there. So you're seeing volume come in at around 23 million, which is basically nothing compared to any other project. But on a project that has a $20 million market cap, when you're seeing $15 million buys coming in, it's going to make the project go absolutely insane. This is why, I go back to, we talk about this a lot on my members only stream, and I bring this up a lot, for the last few weeks, that we've seen some of these alts, well, most of the alts are down. We measured a lot of the meme coins particularly that are down like 90% right now. Some of them that I've been buying, like Myro particularly, market cap's at like freaking under $20 million. This will probably happen to Myro, where it shoots up 100% for the day, and if the market's not really doing well, it's going to eventually come right back down. So the only way that Milady is going to fly up and stay up right now in this kind of environment that we're in is if we see some kind of, and I know we always talk about this, right? Some kind of a Binance listing or something big, Coinbase, something like that will have enough, gas in the tank for it to move up and probably stay up, because now you just introduced, a million more investors that can potentially buy in on the project. But with that being said, looking at the central exchanges, nothing on here that I can see was added on to Milady, right? Nothing was added on. Now, was this insider trading where maybe someone got word that that maybe Binance or Coinbase is going to list Milady? Maybe, right? Why did they pick Milady today to buy in a massive bag, it's a little questionable. So we'll see how this plays out. But since then, you guys can see on the 4 hour, Milady did run up. We had this support level or resistance level. We've had all these lines marked on here. I haven't touched Milady's chart in probably 6 months, right? So this thing came up exactly like you would predict, right? If it was down here and I was like, it's probably going to get rejected at one of these lines, it actually flew by a lot of these resistance lines, but it found resistance at around the 49 level right here, literally hit it to the T, got rejected, and you can see it is down about 35%, 25% from its high already in the last few hours. So you can see a big retracement towards the downside, and obviously the 200-day moving average on the 4 hour is acting as some kind of resistance for right now. So where's Milady going to be heading for now? I would say most likely, if I had to guess, I would say Milady is probably going to be moving back down, a little bit further down. It probably will stay up a little bit higher than maybe where it was at this bottom, but I wouldn't be surprised, we'll mark it, that it comes down, probably finding support somewhere around this area where it's basically been finding that support, and that's going to be at around that 33.9 area, somewhere around there. So we'll come back probably tomorrow and we'll check this out. But you know what? If you were able to buy in on Milady from right here and you were able to catch that top, that's what she said, right? But if you were able to catch the top, where is the area? If you were able to get the bottom and then grab the top, you're talking about, a 92% move right there. So, I mean, solid move. Definitely hard to catch the bottom and then catch the top, but it is doable, right? It is doable. So shout out to anybody that's in the Milady squad out there. At least it gives you a little bit of hopium, letting you know that things, when they move, they're going to move fast. And you know how Milady does it, right? When she moves and you get that hype train behind her, no Diddy on that one, but you're going to see her. She runs. Bitcoin dominance right now still holding so high, 61.5% for right now. She's not budging. She's staying beautifully above this trend line, staying above the trend line right now, basically telling us, listen, altcoin season right now, don't even think about it. Nothing right now. The fear and greed index sitting at around 25. We're trickling up slowly but surely, but I mean, think about it, guys. We're at 25 fear right now. That means 75%. How I look at it, 75% of the market is basically sitting out, not buying, or scared, don't want to buy in. That's pretty much how it is. And then you have the other 25% that are going to make out like bandits, that are buying during these times when everybody's terrified, and everybody's telling you that, there's Bitcoin's going down to 50K and all this other shit. These are the people that are usually the ones that are making all the money, right? And they're going to be selling to you when you go buy back in, when the markets are running back up and these projects have already 2 to 3x again, and you're buying back in. You're going to buy, they're going to sell, and they're going to do it all over again, right? That's basically how it works. Pretty much and I say you, I don't mean you maybe particularly, but majority of people, that are out there, this is how it works. They've sold their bag, right? They're sitting on the sideline. They're like, I'm going to buy back in. What? When we move up 50%, 75%, when you're going to buy in on a project that's going to 2x probably right before you buy in. Why would you do that, right? Just makes no sense to me. Makes no sense. You buy when everybody is freaking scared. That's when you want to be buying in. When you think that this shit's going to zero, you're like, all right. When your favorite YouTuber is telling you, yeah, this shit's going to zero, that's probably the best time, not financial advice, to be accumulating on whatever project you feel like you're going to be making money on, right? So I keep using the same analogy. Just get a dice, write a couple projects or 6 sides on a dice, write some projects on there, freaking roll the dice twice and just buy those projects. Everything's down like crazy right now, right? Everything's down like crazy, so you're getting a good entry point on 97% of the projects that are right now. So Flip, what's going on, bro? TJ said he's up to 60,000 Myro. Damn, bro. I might be right there with you, TJ. I've been buying this shit. I know you had what you had. I know you told me a few times you had like 20 or 30K, probably like a while back. So that's good, bro. You doubled your holdings. And you know what, bro? It's like, do you sell for a loss right now, or do you double down, right? And you just bring your average down and just let it all play out. You know, and that's pretty much what I've been doing for Myro. You know what I'm saying? My goal, and I'm close to it, is getting to that 100,000 Myro, somewhere around there. And, you know, it's just a goal that I want to get to, that I'm very close to, right? I haven't even checked my bag. I just, like, daily, or maybe every few days, particularly when we see a big drop, you know, and Myro's been hanging around. I like to pull up the deck screener Myro. I think I have my charts on there a little bit better. Let me see here. So what I've been personally doing is keeping an eye out. So anything that whenever we drop below the 17.4 area, somewhere around there, is basically when I've been just accumulating more, right? So I want to get to that 100K. Like I said, I'm not far from it whatsoever. I'm a lot closer than I am farther, if you get my drift on that one. And I just want to keep accumulating, right? Just slowly but surely picking up Myro. I mean, think about it. I was just telling you how Milady shot up so fast. Dog Elon shot up like crazy. You're talking about a market cap that's at $18 million right now. $18 million. If this thing, I mean, just think about the potential for the upside on Myro. And I know there are people right now like, bro, meme coins are dead, bro. They're dead. And I would say, I agree. But doesn't mean that they're like dug up in the grave, dead, like never coming back for most of them, right? I would say they're dormant right now. They're dormant. They're sleeping right now, just kind of waiting, because nobody's, now I'm not going to say nobody, right? But a lot of people, this is how it goes. We see this every time, bro. This is not my first rodeo where DeFi right now, even DeFi has dried up like crazy, you know? So not a lot of people are buying like they were, you know, just aping in on a lot of these projects and stuff like that are dropping on Solana and stuff like that. And the money's dried up right now, and it's not that the money's not there. It's just people are like, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to buy in right now, you know, and basically it's hit DeFi as well, you know, and it hit meme coins a while back, and it's still there. But this is why I say not you, I'm saying just anybody in general. My train of thought is I'm buying when everybody is terrified, or they're not buying these projects. They're down like crazy. Myro is down 90+% right now, you know? So, I mean, in my opinion, I'm just going to keep accumulating on Myro, and there's a lot of other projects that I just been adding to my bag. You know, it's not fun, but I've done this plenty of times, and it's always worked out. I did this back in 2020, 21. It worked out. Like I always refer back to, if you guys think right now is terrible, go back to 2021 and go look what happened. I think it was like probably mid-year of 2021. It was a effing shit show. It was a shit show. Everybody was saying run to the hills because it was over with. And I still have it circled here. You can see this massive run. This was 2020, election year, right? We get into 2021. We topped out at around 64K. Bitcoin dropped all the way down to $28,000, guys, from 64K. 55-60% drop, and we sat there for 3 months. You want to talk about freaking people, like it was just like ghost town in crypto on YouTube, everywhere. Chronos, which we're going to talk about here in a second. Chronos, no volume. No one was making projects. No one was dropping new tokens. Nothing. It was just like ghost town everywhere. But guess what? It eventually, you know, it ended after freaking 10 to 12 long weeks of going through that. Everybody telling you. I remember so clearly, YouTubers were like, yeah, I mean, a week before this happened, Bitcoin's going to 100K, blah, 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 blah. And then we saw the massive drop, and they're like, guys, Bitcoin's going to $3,000. It's going down to 3K. And I was just like, oh my God, turn off this shit. You know, and it was like a couple YouTubers that I would watch, and they were just like, listen, we've been here. It sucks. I'm accumulating. I'm going to keep buying because eventually we're going to bounce back up. And you know what? We freaking bounced back up at some point, right? No one knew when, but they knew it was coming, and we bounced. And you know what? I'm glad that I listened to those particular people. They weren't giving financial advice, but just gave me that hopium that I was like, you know what? Right now is a great time. Ethereum at the time was at like freaking $900, and I was just accumulating. I had already sold out on all my Doge that I was buying at 2 cents. We already ran with Doge. Started buying the hell out of Ethereum at 900, and yeah, you guys can see from 2021 we ran all the way up to 4,800 on Ethereum. So hope that gives you guys a little bit of hopium right there, guys. We're gonna go over some good news too. Flip, I appreciate you, bro. Said thanks for putting it in, Crip. Not easy during this frustrating time. It is, bro. It is frustrating. TJ said he doubled down. Yep, 100,000 is your goal. Hell yeah. Oh, you picked up Duco? That's another project. Nero as well. Nero's another meme coin that I think is going to do really well. Just like Flip will tell you, Turbo, where's all my where's all my Mog people, right? Mog right now. I haven't checked the charts in so long. I'm sure Mog is probably a solid buy because guess what? Just a few months ago, Mog was going absolutely apeshit. Holy crap, Mog is down. Holy hell. If you were looking for a good entry on Mog, now I know why all my Mog people haven't been saying anything. Oh my lord. If you know somebody that has Mog, please check on them. Let's pull up Mog real quick. Where's my chart? I should have sworn I had a Mog chart. I guess it got deleted. TradingView's been like really... There it is. I was about to start going off on TradingView, but I was like, let me wait. Let me see. So for Mog, this is another solid meme coin, right? I think this is traded on Ethereum. Solid meme coin right here. And I mean, it is at a beautiful buy-in zone for my opinion, right? Look at the market cap too. I was expecting this thing to be like under $100 million. It's at 176 million, but you got to remember this thing at one point very recently was at $1 billion market cap. Let me rephrase. It was at $1.5 billion 3 months ago. Holy shit. Holy hell. That's a considerable drop right there. Bill said I haven't been paying attention much, but I've noticed altcoins are holding up well today, even though Bitcoin has taken more of a tumble, which is always nice to see. I think alts particularly, we've seen now if Bitcoin can stay around where it's at right now, I think we've seen the dump that we're going to see as far as in alts, right? I'm not saying that we can't see more pain in alts, but I think the dramatic moves towards the downside has already occurred. If Bitcoin can stay where it's at. Now, if Bitcoin drops down into the lower 70s, we get into the 60s, alts always have more to drop, right? But I think because Bitcoin's been kind of staying stagnant around 80K, $80,000+, you're seeing a lot of the alts kind of staying. And what they're doing is, if you notice, like yesterday was a solid day with alts. A lot of alts were up 5 to 10, 15%. Now some of them, or all of them, are down 5 to 10%. And that's what they're doing. They're kind of just, they've been fluctuating, but are staying around where they've dropped down to. So I think this is where we're going to probably hang out for a little while, giving ample time to accumulate on a lot of these projects. Now, this is obviously with us staying at a certain price point for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does drop down, like I said, to lower lows, we're going to see, it's almost like that, the roller coaster where, we were just on a roller coaster. Now we've kind of gone onto one of those platforms where, if Bitcoin drops, there's the second half of the ride is going to be occurring, right, for altcoins. And that means those big dips is pretty much what I'm getting to. So Mog, haven't looked at this chart in so long, but look at this. I love seeing those support levels that we go and find. And you can see it looks like it's holding this support level at around the 45. Is that the 45 or 44 area, somewhere around there? It has dropped down. Its low so far has been around the 34. So, I mean, Mog right now, like I said, not a bad little spot for accumulation in my opinion. So, we'll see how it plays out, guys. TJ said he put out 1,000 into Mog. It's 300 now. I mean, you can use the same analogy you're using for Myra, bro, right? Not financial advice, but I'm saying, like, can bring your average down. The only reason why I'm not buying in on Mog is because, holy shit, did they just update this? They did. The only reason why I'm not buying in on Mog is because, I'm pretty sure Mog for me is like buying on, or Cryptodoc or Coinbase. That's interesting. I don't mind buying on Coinbase. Crypto.com, I'm like, do not want to buy on, like, whatsoever. Coinbase is a little tempting, I will say, for there. The FOMC meeting tomorrow. This thing went from 99%. Look, it updated to 100%. This, I don't know if this is a typo, but it just updated to 100%. That's crazy that we're not going to see any kind of a reduction in interest rates. Kind of already knew that, right? So let's get into the nitty and gritty, guys. So one big thing that I think a lot of people didn't see today. So Chronos, if you're a big Chronos person, Crow supply to grow 200% after the last minute governance flip. Excuse me. So let's see here. So crypto governance is notorious for being community governed and in name only, with large token holders able to dominate any proposals and changes at their will. Right, so they basically what they're saying is they'll say these projects are governed, right, community governed, but it goes by how much you hold, right? So it leaves a big easy pathway for whales or people that know the devs that are holding massive amounts to kind of get what the devs are looking for, right? Because if they're holding 25% of the holding, they have pretty much 25% of the say of what's going on. For whatever, the project's trying to vote on. So let's see here. So what to know, small group of large token holders flipped the governance vote with a 3.2 billion token swing just before the vote concluded. You hear that? Crow is down 8.5% in the past 24 hours. The total supply of Crow will grow from 30 billion to 100 billion. So that's kind of a big move. I mean, you're talking about, that's basically the total supply will grow 3x from where it's at right now. And you're wondering, well, why is that going to affect anything? Well, what happens is when you talk about total supply or circulating supply, it can dilute things, right? This is almost like when you have stocks and they do those they do the mini splits or whatever the hell, the 2-for-1s or whatever. In the stock world, they'll add to their circulating supply. So if you're holding before that happens, let's say they do a 2-for-1 split, right? Or a 1-to-2 or whatever the case is, they're basically doubling their circulating supply. Now, whatever you're holding, the value doesn't go down, right? But hold on, the value doesn't go down, but what you're holding, let's say you're holding 5 Teslas, and because Tesla's done this before, but good stocks can get away with it. But let's say you're holding 5 Teslas and now they're about to do a 1-for-2, meaning every one you hold is going to double, right? How many shares you hold doesn't mean the price. The price is going to basically half itself. So if it's worth $100 after that 1-to-2 split, that $100 now each one's going to be worth $50. But yeah, that 5 that you hold, you're going to have 10, right? So you're going to have the same amount in value, but you're going to hold 10 shares versus 5. Well, what happens, it sounds great, right, in theory, but what happens is it scares investors and people usually sell off, right? People usually sell off. And on this case, when you're talking about that for this, if you look, the circulating supply and total supply is basically 30. What I want to know, are they going to be just listing, are they going to drop that 100 all at once? Or the 70 all at once, or is it going to be in increments? Because if they do it all at once, that means the market cap, in theory, would stay the same, $2 billion. But that means whatever you're holding is going to get diluted. It's going to get diluted where each one's not going to be worth as much. And in all due reality, it basically, for the most part, you'll see big sell-offs. People don't like to be involved whenever you're seeing a big dilution in the circulating supply, whether it be in stocks or in crypto. So definitely not the best thing to hear if you're invested heavily on Crow. So I would imagine, and we've already seen it, like they said yesterday, Crow dropped down literally in 24 hours, 10%. Now, I was looking at the charts, and it did drop down, but so did the market, right? If you really look at the market from yesterday to today, Bitcoin wasn't doing bad yesterday. Alts weren't doing bad. Today, we've seen a retracement. So I think this is a little bit of a move with the governance voting, and on top of the market just having a little bit of a cool off today. You're seeing Crow down to about 7.7 cents. And I would imagine it'll probably drop down a little bit more from here. So a continuous proposal in the Chronos ecosystem drew to a close late Monday with the community voting in favor of the token supply growing from 30 to 100 billion. Why? Oh, and it's over 10-year vesting period. it's confusing, or it's a little bit confusing. Why would like me and you want to vote for that? We wouldn't. It's basically, it's all the devs or anybody that's close to the actual project. They basically did it, right? So, but at least it's saying over the 10-year vesting period. So it's not like it's going to be tomorrow or anything like that. So maybe it won't have an effect on the project's price for right now. So, but something to look forward to, something, that you can, you have in the back of your mind, knowing that Chronos is going to be adding to their circulating supply, in the next, years to come. So, and just finishing off that, however, happened after weeks of the community leaning against the switching of a few against the switch, basically against a few Crow whales or influential users who hold large amounts of the token. Stepped up in the last few hours of the vote, closures to nudge it in favor. So they're basically saying, I know I probably read that wrong. They're basically saying that most of the community was saying, hell no, we do not want to do this. And right before the voting, it looks like a lot of whales or particular whales accumulated a bunch of Crow and basically were able to intensify their voting is what it pretty much comes down to. So let's see here. Khalil said, I believe we have at least 2 more months of these prices. And Steve the Bear, what's going on, brother? What is going on? He said 68K. Here we go. Told you already. Made 6 million short in Bitcoin from 110K. Nice, bro. You know what, man? I'm not gonna be mad at you. I've been making a lot of money shorting the hell out of the market too, but I've also been doing really well long in the market. I know you're like, long in the market. Yeah, I've been long in the market as well. Definitely not sitting in the positions, right? But when we have these dramatic moves, I definitely have been opening up longs and basically taking advantage of some good moves every day. I'm basically just moving with the market, but $110,000 short, that is the move. You can't even deny that that's not the move right there. That is the move, just to freaking throw everything you got at 100. Well, we didn't go to 110. We went to 109, but throw everything you have on a short at 109,000 and just let that position just sit there. Let it do its thing. Definitely wouldn't be mad at that at all. But my members know we cover this on our members stream all the time, especially the environment that we're in right now, making money daily on leverage trading, whether we're long or shorting. The market's definitely been doing good, killing it every day, closing 30, 40% moves daily, sometimes multiple times a day. So that's pretty much the move for right now, and slowly but surely been dollar cost averaging on any projects that I'm bullish on, because whether I agree with Steve or not that we're going to go down to 68K, we could, right? Definitely be foolish to say that we're not going to do that. So I would definitely not disagree. Perfectly fine. I think if that was to happen, we would still be perfectly fine. I think 68, I would say probably, I don't know if you're basing it off of the previous high. I did call this probably like a few weeks ago. I did say this in one of the worst case scenarios where we could drop down to, I don't even know what chart this is that I have on, but let's see. Worst case scenario is that we could drop down to our historical previous high, which was at around 69K, right? So, I mean, I think that would be slightly bearish just because, I think if we're going to find a big spot for some support, it should be 73,000, somewhere around our peak before we went into this bull flag move and we made it up to 100K. I think 73,000 would be probably the spot that I would probably bet that we would probably come to, and I'll mark it before we even get anywhere near there. I would say that would probably be particularly the spot that would need to hold, for us to stay kind of bullish, in my opinion. But 69K, I see where you're kind of getting that from, 68, 69K. Yeah, strong buy volume. I agree with you. I do. So we'll see how it plays out. But I'm right there, bro. I'm making money right there with you. I just didn't open up a freaking... what's crazy, Steve, is I called out the top. I called it out. I actually sold out on all my positions when we did top out, right before we topped out, around 105. The first time I was screaming it to the hill. I said, guys, we have so many red flags right now on top of the bear flag that we had formed, right? We had formed a nasty bear flag. And if you guys remember, I called it out, right? This was the bear flag that I called out, and I basically said we're probably going to see somewhat of a move towards the downside. I was thinking it was going to be brief, right? Didn't think it was going to be necessarily, you know, what we're seeing this drawn out move for right now. But regardless, I did sell out on a lot of my projects, but I did start buying back in a little too early, right? A little too early. Didn't really go 100% buying in. But even what I have right now, I'm like, damn, if I would have waited just a month, you know, at these times that we're in right now, I could have tripled probably a lot of my positions right now. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I will tell you guys, looking at the daily, you can see we've been basically continuously coming up on our 200-day, and we cannot break above that 200-day moving average for right now, which is a bear sign. It is a bear sign temporarily. So we hit 72K. We did, didn't we? Why didn't it show that on the chart? Wait, we hit 72. We didn't hit 72K. I'm showing 76,600 is the lowest that we've fallen. We haven't gone down to 72K. I have to keep pulling up different charts because some of my charts are so freaking... I have so many like resistance and lines. The lowest I have right now, bro, is 76,000. This is paired with the US dollar. The lowest I have, I mean, you know how things are different on some charts, but 76,600 pretty much is the bottom so far. So far, right? But we'll see how this plays out. But I don't want you guys, especially people that are just joining, I don't want you guys to think that I'm like all this bearish. I think this is all temporary, right? I think this is all temporary, right? And, you know, Steve's saying, oh, we're going to drop down to certain levels. If we might need to drop down to 68,000, right? Because a lot of times when that happens, it flushes out all the freaking scared money and all the sellers. And then, like he said, it'll bring in a lot of buy pressure. And you'll see, you know, I'm not saying a quick move towards $110,000 again, but you'll see the sentiment change, right? You'll see buyers taking control, and you'll see the markets kind of flip back over to wanting to be bullish again. Right now, when you're sitting in this kind of a zone that we're in right now, it's like a wrench to your freaking, to your portfolio, because it's just like nothing's really happening unless, you know, you're doing leverage trading and you know, daily trading and stuff like that. So I agree, bro. What's going on, Manny? What's going on, brother? I have one more article that I did want to read here. So this is really nothing. I'm sure they're going to I haven't read this article, but I'm pretty sure they're going to probably cover everything we've already covered. So here's why the Pi Network, Jasmy, Litecoin, Athena, and altcoins are down. I wonder why they're down, guys. Let's find out, because none of us know. So let's see here. So cryptocurrency prices resumed their downward trend on Tuesday as market participants awaited the second Federal Reserve interest rate decision of the year, which is going to be tomorrow, right? FOMC meetings tomorrow. I'm honestly expecting right now we're seeing Bitcoin slightly, not really doing much, but it keeps kind of running up to that 82,400. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on the charts. You can see we keep kind of moving up to these areas for today, but I'm expecting probably tonight, we're probably going to see a little bit more fluctuations. I'm anticipating towards the downside, only because the markets know that we're going to probably see a pause coming in for tomorrow, right? Who knows? It already is priced in. Maybe we see nothing happen for tomorrow, and it's literally just nothing. Jerome Powell talking. Depending on how he talks now, that's going to be another thing. We're going to want to focus on his wordage, because I told you this 3 months ago. He is going to be pressured to reduce interest rates fast. Trump wants interest rates down, right? Either Jerome Powell's going to do it off of inflation, or he's going to be either forced to do it. Either there's going to be multiple ways that it can happen, right? Some people are going as far as saying that Trump is purposely doing what he's doing right now to bring the markets down, right? So that inflation comes down very fast, so Jerome Powell has nothing but to reduce interest rates. It's going to happen, though, through either force or through the economy. It's going to happen. He's going to be reducing interest rates faster than what the trash that he was giving us in December, when the markets basically so far topped out. And he basically was saying, what he was saying about not wanting or not reducing interest rates 4 times this year and only doing them twice. So Pi Network, the viral tap and earn token, was the worst performers, dropping almost 13%. Pi's been getting decimated. Jasmy Coin down 6%, dropped, while Litecoin down 5%, and Athena down 5% as well. The total market cap of the cryptocurrencies fell 1.7% to 2.7 trillion, wiping out more than $1 trillion in volume over the past few months. Total liquidations in the 24-hour climbed to over 227 million. The crypto sell-off coincided with the stock market downturn. The Dow Jones Index dropped 410 points, while the tech-savvy NASDAQ 100 fell 350 points. Top blue chips like Nvidia, Tesla, Microsoft, and Apple were down over 1%. Tesla was down 5% today, to believe it or not. So the ongoing crypto and stock market crashes because the market is adjusting to the upcoming Federal Reserve, or the FOMC, interest rate decision. It has already started its 2-day meeting, with the final decision expected on Wednesday. That's tomorrow. The Fed is expecting to leave interest rates unhinged at 4.5%. Or unchanged, I said unhinged. Unchanged at 4.5%. However, traders will closely watch the quarterly dot plot, which provides clues about the timing of the next rate cut. Stocks and crypto investors hope that the recent sell-off and rising fear of recession will prompt some Fed officials to turn dovish, meaning dovish means like they want to reduce interest rates, right? Dovish means bullish, hawkish means bearish. A Fed put would be a catalyst for Bitcoin and altcoins like Pi Network, Athena, Jasmy, and Litecoin, in a note to Bloomberg, an analyst said. So, not really going to go into this anymore. Basically, the big thing for today is going to be tomorrow, the FOMC meeting. And I think we already know it's going to be a pause. Like I said, it's really going to be the wordage that Jerome Powell comes out to what he's saying, how he says it is going to be the thing. I'm calling it now, and I already called it, but I want to make sure because we have new people that just joined. I think the next meeting, not tomorrow, but the following meeting, I think we're 90% chance as of right now that we're going to see a reduction in interest rates, 0.25%. I'm calling it right now. Last time I called it 8 months before we started getting reductions at last year, and I was to the T. I called it exactly on that November meeting. I'm calling it now. May, we're going to see a 0.25 basis point reduction. I'm calling it now. So we'll see how that plays out. MOG is great by Pepe's anniversary coming up. Let's see here, April 17th. Solana's going to take a giant hit. Could be a dip to below 50. That would be freaking amazing, honestly, if Solana dropped down to 50 or below. Gala token up tomorrow. Let's see here. Pi Network will be the top 5, and we'll be swapping Bitcoin for Pi. I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know about that one. But I think Pi is a force to reckon with. So Bitcoin right now, not looking too bad at around 82,003. Not looking too bad. I mean, compared to what we've dropped down to as of today in the last few days. So hopefully we can hold strong for tomorrow's FOMC meeting. We'll see how it all plays out. Like I keep saying, guys, tomorrow Jerome Powell will talk and we will listen, right? We'll listen and we'll see how it goes. But mark my words, it doesn't matter about tomorrow. This all is because of the tariffs, right? This all is because of the tariffs. That's going to be the main thing, is really whenever we find some resolve in the tariffs, I think that is when the markets are going to retrace and we're going to start seeing a lot of bullishness across all investments, stocks, crypto, well, you name it. So with that being said, real quick, did you guys hear about the guy that had or I say guy, I don't know who it was, could have been a girl or a company. They had the $500 million short out for Bitcoin. They ended up closing that short, I think this morning, if I'm not mistaken, or late last night. They closed it with an $8 million gain. Basically, a lot of people were rallying against the short, obviously, trying to pump Bitcoin's price, but it's hard to do that. We're not talking about $1 million asset. We're talking about $1 trillion asset, so it's hard to move the price, average Joe's. But the dude did move $500 million short, right? He didn't even, it wasn't like he bought in at 100,000. He bought in at like 80, I think his liquidation was at like 85K or 85,000, 40 freaking X short for $450 million. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy right there. That's just insane. So, I mean, they made $8 million in 8 days. To me and you, that's like, hell yeah. But imagine $500 million they had to put down to do that. So, very risky, but it almost tells you, it's like, what do people know that we don't know? So, Crypto Crusader said 72,000 was not hit. We need to fill that CME gap at around 73.5. You know what's crazy, bro, is I don't know if you just came in, but I didn't say the CME gap, but I said that was pretty much, now I got to find that chart. Was it this one? It was not this one. I have so many different freaking Bitcoin charts. Was it this one? Yeah, I think it was this one. Let's look at the daily. I said the same thing, not in regards to the CME gap, but I basically marked it because if you guys remember, this was where we pretty much topped out before we went into this bull flag scenario, before Bitcoin shot up, and we went crazy up to 100K. This was pretty much the top right here at 73,800. So, I mean, depending on how you look at it, right? You can look at the CME gap. You can look at it as this is a resistance spot that we basically hit our head on, and it took us a while to break above. You can actually see we hit it here. We hit it right here before we took off, right? So, I mean, I'm right there with you as far as that being a big, big spot for some support. If that's where we need to come down to, I think that would bring in a lot of buy pressure. Another thing too, and I called this out a while back, maybe a few weeks ago as we started to see this pain. We flew by so fast through the 80,000s, right? That this is payback, right? How you can look at it as is like we need to spend our time in the 80,000s, respect that 80K, right? Because $80,000 Bitcoin is not a terrible thing. If you look back just 8 months ago where we came from to where we are right now, 80K is not a bad thing. Yes, when you're looking back and maybe you balled in at the top, 80,000 isn't a great thing. But if you've been around for a while, like a lot of us, especially if you saw how fast we flew from freaking $73,000 well past the 80s up into the 90,000s, we didn't even acknowledge any of the 80s, right? Now, think about it. The last few weeks, we've been hanging around in the 80,000s. This is how Bitcoin works, where it's kind of got to come back. You got to respect these numbers. We got to find some solid support. If we need to drop back down into the 70s, so be it, right? So be it. Somewhere we're going to find a bottom. Somewhere is where we're going to basically, we're going to flesh out all the sellers, and the buyers will eventually come in and take control. I do still believe that we have one more massive run before this whole freaking, this bull run that we've been in for the last 2 years is over with. I really do. So we'll see how it all plays out, guys. But I'm right here with you guys. Members, we will be having our members only stream tomorrow. Definitely calling out more plays like we did last time, a few days ago, going over leverage trading again, all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested, hit that join button. It's under $5 to join and become a member. But with that being said, guys, that's pretty much it. Keep your heads up. We'll be fine. Tomorrow's the FOMC meeting, so expect volatility tonight, tomorrow, and we'll see how Jerome Powell comes out. Hopefully he's coming out. I think he's going to be changing his tune here, and we're going to see some reduction in interest rates coming up soon. So thank you guys so much. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, hit the like, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow at the same time. All right, guys? Thank you. See ya.